Hi, in this video I'm going to cover another custom visual. The one that I'll be covering in this is a advanced version or a different version of the scatter plot. So this is the scatter plot, the one right here, and the one I'm going to be covering is the hexbin scatter plot. So you have basically hexagonal hexagonal shapes instead of just the small bubbles on the chart. So let's first import the data and we'll get working on it. So the data I want is jobs, salaries. I click open and let's have a look at the data set that we have right here. It's, the preview is being evaluated and you will see it in a second. Okay, why is it taking this much time? 1 second, let me load the data again. It should not take so much time. Yeah. Yes, yeah. So we've got 4 columns. We got the position, we got the average age, we got the average time at the job, and we got the average salary. That looks great. I click on load, and in the fields pane you will see the 4 columns under the heading of jobs, salaries. So we've got 4 different fields to be working with, and if you go to the ellipses and click on import from app source, and the app source window will open up, and if you search for hexbin, press enter, you'll find that the Hexbin Scatterplot is available right here. Display scatterplot points on top of hexagon bins. So basically this is how it looks. It looks amazing. So this is the normal scatter. This is the normal scatter that we have here. And these are the hexagons. I'll show you how we can work around with this. So let's click on the visual. Before I start working, before I start working with the hexagon, I just want to show you a normal scatter plot so that you know the difference as to which one is better. Before that, let me just tell you something about the hexagon scatterplot, hexbin, sorry. So hexbin scatterplot is a custom visual. It is by Microsoft only, and it displays points on top of hexagonal bins. So now in normal scatterplot, what the difference, as you see these bubbles, now I've not added anything. There's just a normal first look. So you see the size of the bubbles. If I had something here and the size of the bubbles would determine that maybe sales was high, the highest largest bubble will have the highest sales and the smallest bubble would have the lowest sales. But in the hex bin it's not like that. The hexagon with a that is darker will have a higher density and the lighter ones will have a lower density. So first I'll be working on the normal scatter plot and then I'll get to the hexbin scatter plot. So I want to add my average age and I want to have my average time spent. This looks good. So this is the average age, the average time spent at different positions. So this is my normal plot that I have here, scatter plot. Looks great. Look at the formatting. Then you have the general, you can fill them, you can fill the points if you want. You could have a tooltip, you could put on the border, that is there for everyone. You could block the aspect ratio. This one is nice. So acha, you don't have an option in there. The category, you could change the colors, you could see the categories. Looks great, looks beautiful. The shapes, you could increase the size of the shapes, but then see it overlaps, that is the issue. And right now all of them are the same. So if I go back to my fields and if I go to my size and I put my average salary in there, see the size changes. Let me just go reduce the size of the bubbles, otherwise it will look too complicated. Let me search for size. Yeah, it's right here. See, even at -2, even if I keep the same, it's still overlapping. So this is the normal scatter plot, and now let's have a look at the hexbin scatter plot. So this is the hexbin scatter plot visual that I will be working on. I'll just add my fields to it. So I want to have my average age, my average, oh sorry, you click inside the visual, always, always, always. Average age, average time, and the position. This looks great. I'll delete this. Actually, I'll show you one more thing. So if I just have average age and average time, and I could convert that to scatterplot as well, and then, you know, so this can also be done. So this is how it would look. Normal scatterplot looks this way without any formatting. So I'll delete this, and we'll be working with this. And one more thing, as I increase or decrease the size, the hexagons readjust themselves, so that is something great. See, the density of these two is great, they're really large, and the hexagon does not actually represent anything, in the sense that the hexagon shows that the density is 2, because it has this one particular plot is overlapping in one, as well as, actually it's part of this one, it's not part of this one. Okay, that's why it's showing 2, but the plots are actually the points that you want to be working with. The hexagon is sort of an indicator as to where the exact plot is. It looks amazing. So this one, oh, you obviously can't look at the dot and say that this is higher in value or this one is higher than, maybe this particular place is where, this particular position is where the person gets, where the average salary is more. You can't get that. So how will you get that? You get that by the color of the hexagon, the density of the hexagon. So I can add my average salary in there also, and then I'll have 3 things. So you see, and as I can readjust this, so the colors change, the hexagons change. It looks good, it looks amazing. I feel slightly better than a scatter plot. I mean, it's interchangeable. Which one suits you, you can use the one that suits you. Let's go to the paintbrush, and now this is something special. Under the scatter plot, you don't have a separate option. So here I have the show bins. I could not show the bins, I could just have the dots. I could change this, show bin starts on hover, I could have that. I could change the bin color as well. So I could go to bin color, 1 second. Yeah, I could go to bin color and maybe make it pinkish. I don't know why, but yeah. The bin radius can be changed to 50. It can be made 1, 10. Let's keep it at 20. 20 looks good. The bin outline. You wanna have an outline so that it looks definitive. You could remove the plots, but then you wouldn't be actually seeing anything. I mean, you'd be just representing, but if you hover your mouse, you won't actually see any data labels. The point color can be changed. You could make it black. That is done. You can increase the point size, so I can make it 5 actually. And the axes option is there, so you can turn on the title, the origin. You can change those. You can have a different title if you want. You can change the background color. So these are the options that are available on most of the other visuals. I could lock the aspect ratio. I could turn on the border. Under general, we have, I think we have the color. No, we've done with the color. So yeah, so these are the options that you have available in the formatting pane. So this is the Hexbin Scatterplot. Up to you which one to use. I mean, you could use the normal Scatterplot as well. It's totally up to you. But then it's my job to show you all the custom visuals. That is what I'm doing to do. You choose which one you want to do. And like I showed you, if I just show you the data sets I have, now you can get these data sets on Google. I mean, literally, if you want this one that I'm using right now, jobs, just go to Google and type in jobs salaries.xlsx, and you will find that data set in the first couple of things. So practice with the data set I am using, or practice with the data set that you have. No issues in that, but keep practicing. Thank you. I hope you learned something new.